name's Daniella. I am from UMass Amherst, and I did the January in Florence program.
Can you give some tips on surviving the first few days on site?
Biggest tip for the first 2 weeks is to double check your financial situation. I would definitely have some euros in cash when you arrive, just something, just in case. Like in case sometimes the I'm not Uber, sorry, taxis will be like, oh, we only take cash. They do take card. Just tell them, like, no, I can only do card, and they will take the card. But I did not know before I went that my student Discover card was not accepted basically anywhere. So I had to go back on using my debit card, which is totally fine. But that only worked because I had my debit card as well. So I think definitely bring something else. Visa worked for me. I know other companies work for other people, but I didn't see Discover working for anyone.
What did your day to day look like on your program?
I took a morning class. I took international marketing, and I would wake up early, go to the gym and watch the sunrise on the treadmill because it was just beautiful. And where I was living in the social hub, you had a beautiful view over the entire city, and it was like an experience that I was like, this is amazing. So I would go to the gym first thing in the morning, go back to my room, shower, get breakfast with some of my friends from the program. We'd walk through our classes. After class, I would usually stop back at the building, switch out my backpack for my purse, and hop on a train and go to a different city for the day. And then I'd come back for dinner or a little bit after, get ready to go out for the night. And then it was rinse and recycle every day. And it was amazing.
How are your classes compared to classes in the US?
As I said before, I lived in the social hub. Students have a choice between the social hub and apartments. For our program, I think because it was just smaller, everybody was in the social hub, which I loved but once we met everybody, it was like, all right, tonight after everybody goes out and gets ready from dinner or whatever, we're all going to meet at the rooftop bar because that was amazing, had an amazing view. It was such an amazing atmosphere up there. Or there's a private little piazza inside of the social hub. So the nights that it was like super nice out, we were all outside right there. And the social hub has everything. Like I said, it has that beautiful rooftop gym. It has a rooftop bar. And then downstairs, there's a cafe, a barber shop and hair salon, a library. There's a working space. It was super, super, super cool. And I loved how when I was there in the January program, there's a really big men's fashion show going on for about a week. So there were smaller companies that were having meetings in the downstairs workspace. So I would walk through purposefully just so I could like see the designs because they had the mannequins out or they had people modeling it. And I felt so cool. I was like, wow, I feel like I'm like Emily in Paris. I feel like I was working there. I'd take my laptop down to the same area because it's a community space and just be there because it was just so fun. But so that was the social hub. And they also have laundry, which was huge for us. It's included in your cost of going. So then I was able to wash all my clothes. I'd buy things. I was able to wash it for no additional cost, which I didn't see other people have that opportunity from going abroad before. Depending on where your classes are is what your commute will be like to classes. So it's not like a normal campus that we would be thinking of for like UMass, for example, where all the buildings are just one separate campus. It's kind of more of a city campus, so it's buildings dispersed throughout. But within everywhere, like a 5-minute walk from your classes, there's something great. There's going to be a great food place. There's going to be great something. So for my class, it was about a 15-minute walk. And I usually walked with my friends because they had class 2 rooms over in the same building. But right when you walk out the building, to the right was the Duomo. So it was amazing. And once we got out of class, we were right in the heart of downtown. So it was perfect for me.
Do you have any tips for budgeting while abroad?
If you choose to stay in the social hub, I'm assuming they'll keep the meal plan aspect. It came with a meal plan for when I was there, and you had, I believe it was 30 meals, and you could split that up as you choose. I chose to spend all of mine, for the most part, on breakfast. The breakfast was phenomenal. I like dream about the breakfast. It's an international breakfast. They had everything, which you're not going to normally find at like a little cafe. They might not have like eggs and bacon and all that stuff, which they had all that. They had the Italian stuff. They had French stuff. I got yogurt and kiwi like every day. I got a coffee, so I didn't have to pay extra for a coffee. I felt like it was a really easy way to cut out that cost that I don't personally like pastries, which is a big Italian style breakfast. So I figured it was a great way for me to get in like protein, something with nutritional value, and save my money because I wasn't spending any more to get the breakfast.
How did your on-site director impact your time abroad?
I absolutely adored our on-site um, staff for CIS. They were amazing. They gave us every recommendation of anything that I could have wanted, they had. So for us, a lot of people on our trip were on the same flight and their luggage got lost the first night. So everybody was like, "Oh my gosh, we have no clothes, we have nothing," like all that sort of stuff. They had answers of where to get everything for cheap, how to get it. They took us on a walking tour of like where's a little bit more dangerous areas at night, where to stay away from at night. Like here's where we go, here's where locals go. Here are great tourist spots. Here are tourist spots you can probably skip. They're not really worth your time. And I loved it. They seem to just have an answer for everything. And they also had little events at night, which I totally recommend going to. Because again, it's included. So like they took us to the Gucci gardens, and usually with every activity, they paired it with something for food. So that was another great way to budget because you get to go to also all those events with people in your program that you know. Because I went by myself, so I thought those were great. It's totally normal to go. It's not weird to go. Most people do go, and you get to do both things. And they're telling you about. They can answer basically any question you have regarding being there.